Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. The first thing I want to address today is actually kind of related to earlier in the week when I talked about Domhnall Gleeson starring in the Office series. I mentioned how I was glad that the sequel trilogy actors were all getting new roles despite the lackluster, to say the least, response to the sequels, as they should, because it's obviously not the actor's fault that the writing was abysmal. But I mentioned how Kelly Marie Tran, the person who played Rose and got by far some of the most hate, never really had another breakout role after. But now, it seems like she finally might, as she will be starring alongside Lily Gladstone from Killers of the fucking Flower Moon. I mean, she worked with Scorsese as a couple in a remake of a movie called The Wedding Banquet. Now, I've never heard of The Wedding Banquet, but if they got Lily Gladstone in it, especially after the awesome feedback from Killers of the Flower Moon, I'm sure the movie will be good. So I'm glad to see Kelly Marie Tran move on from all the drama and toxicity from the sequel trilogy. And hopefully any of the people that actually harassed her won't even watch this new movie, so we won't have to worry about her getting harassed again because they're too scared of lesbians. In more movie news, we have details on Quentin Tarantino's now cancelled movie critic, being that it was going to involve all his earlier movies potentially existing in the same universe. Now, this could have been done in two ways. One, obviously, just with the movies all together in real life in the same universe. But the more likely scenario was all of the movies existing as movies or TV shows in the movie critic universe, and then I guess the movie critic, whoever that would be judging them. That last part would be just what I would do for a cool meta plot. But I kind of see why Tarantino didn't really want to go the meta route for his last film. I feel like it would have been cool, though, as it would have had his last movie be a reflection of everything that came before, and a nice retrospective of his whole career. It would also likely attract a bigger audience, as the audience loves big event films now. That's when you go to the theater, right? And I think having all of Tarantino's movies combined into one would classify enough to most people as an event. Because even if you're not a film bro, you know who Tarantino is. So that might be enough to actually get people's asses in theaters. Next up, I do want to briefly mention TikTok potentially getting banned once again. It has been approved by both the House and the Senate and Joe Biden himself that it's going to be banned unless ByteDance, the Chinese owner, sells the platform. Now, the reason why I haven't mentioned this again is because it seems like TikTok just gets threatened to be banned every 2 weeks at this point, and even though it has been signed by Joe Biden, the TikTok owners have just said that they're going to fight it in court like they did last time, and they've won in court every single time, so they're likely just going to win this time as well. Honestly, I'm for it. Just let them win at this point. I'm sick of the constant drama regarding this taking up everyone's timelines for no reason. Also, it would just result in TikTok getting new owners anyway once it's sold, so it would only take away the Chinese data problem, which isn't even the problem with the app. There's so many apps that collect your data, even outside of China. So, the main problem with the app is the dangerous people on it, the dangerous challenges, and the stupid people on it. And that wouldn't go away even with a new owner. So really, there's no point in the ban anyway. really recently announced, I haven't even saw anyone else talk about this yet, Nintendo is now doing takedowns of stuff on the Steam Workshop. This primarily includes stuff like Gary's Mod and the assets on Source Filmmaker. So if you're still making Splatoon SFMs, might be time to pack it up, unfortunately. Now, I can understand this to an extent, as Nintendo obviously doesn't want people making money off of their characters, but also, why are you only going after it now? Gary's Mod, Source Filmmaker, those have all been around for over a decade at this point. Why now? Well, the reasoning may be as simple as a copyright troll. Apparently, the people issuing the copyright aren't even Nintendo, but a copyright troll, completely unrelated to them, sending false DMCA strikes. Now, this would obviously fully redeem Nintendo in the eyes of everyone, but even if Nintendo is taking them down, like you said, you can't fault them entirely, as a lot of shitty stuff can be made on Gmod, but once again, it's just like, why now after 20 years, right? If there was going to be any damage, it would have already been done. Also, another thing is what's going to happen to the YouTuber SMG4 who fully makes Gmod related animation content. If all Nintendo's assets go away, he loses all of his main characters and the channel ends. I mean, I guess that just gives him more of a reason to fully focus on Glitch, where the actual good content like Meta Runner and Murder Drones is, but still would suck for him and all the fans. It seems like at least once every year and a half to 2 years, Kanye West tries to find his way back into the zeitgeist. Most recently, with all his Hitler and 21 Jump Street controversies. And now, he's apparently making his own porn site. Now, we don't know if it's gonna feature him basically acting as his own OnlyFans, or if it's gonna be just a competitor to Pornhub or X videos, for example. But it would be really funny if he put the original video of him and Kim on there. That'd be hilarious. Not as hilarious as Apple ending production of the Apple Vision Pro due to low sales, though. This can obviously be explained by the abysmal price tag, but I am actually surprised that they made that little sales, that they had to take it off the market that soon, as everybody was posting about it online. You figure at least a decent amount of people have bought the Apple Vision Pro, right? So, I don't know, maybe Apple was just hoping for this to be like the next huge trend, and when it wasn't, they just canceled it immediately. Who knows? Maybe in 5 years, we'll see a relaunch. It would likely be cheaper as well, as by the time it relaunches, there'll be new competitors in the Apple Vision Pro-esque market. So honestly, having more competition might make it more viable in the long run. While the Apple Vision Pro might not be worth $3,500, you know what is? Sour Patch Kid flavored Oreos, baby. Woo!